Mad World's Coach Sess. Time to get up. Hey, it's time to establish your own voice. Make sure you wake up. You can hear your voice. You are the main star. You are the director of your own movie. All right? So you got to put your voice out there in the universe. You got to hear your voice in your mind, in your heart, your soul. There's a lot of people out there giving advice. There's a lot of people out there trying to direct you and tell you where to go. You need to learn to look at information, no matter how you receive it, via the internet, TV, or person to person, and you need to develop the skill and the ability to evaluate that information. And one of the ways that I like to do that is through my own voice. I ask myself, would I say that to me? Would I give myself that same advice that people are trying to put out into the universe? Another method I like to do is I like to interview me. All right, so I would start off with something like, hey, I know everything about you, so there are very few questions I like to ask, but I would like to ask questions in a different way, such as, what is it about you that you really like, that you really dislike, and things that you wish you could have changed, okay? And it would be something to the effect of, maybe when I was in high school, I didn't study enough. Maybe I shouldn't have skipped as many classes as I did. Maybe I should have hung out with the wrong crowd. Okay? Get into your self-talk and really self-talk, not just confidence, motivation talk. Really talk about who you are, what you've done, what you can do to change what you've done up to this point, and what you can do to change things to make them better going forward. The way that happens is if you've got to establish your own voice. You've got to hear you inside your head. You've got to learn to see you in the picture frame in all things that you do. This is not someone else's story, not someone else's movie. This is your life. You've got to learn to see you in it. And those that are important around you, you'll learn to slowly put them into positions of importance inside your picture, inside your story. And you won't just allow people who don't really impact your life, but they're trying to manipulate and guide your life. You'll keep them out. The more you start things and end things with your voice, you're going to be able to have this strength, this ability. And don't be afraid. We all have a voice. I love it when I see speakers say, I'm the voice of the voiceless. I like that. But I want to make sure that you understand that they're only speaking up for you until you can speak for yourself. And you should do that for anybody who's weaker than you, anyone who's homeless, anyone who's struggling mentally or dealing with addiction. You've got to be their strength until they can speak up for themselves. You've got to be their voice. So make sure you find your voice and recognize your tone. Recognize your volume, externally and internally. Make sure that whatever you're hearing on the inside is truly, truly, truly a familiar voice, or hopefully your voice. Okay? And this doesn't mean for those who are of a spiritual background that you ignore God or whoever you give your praise to. What I'm saying is, the voice that I'm talking about is truly a voice of trust. It will not lead you. It will not lead you. It will not lead you into a path of destruction. The body does not normally put itself in danger unless it's risking it for someone else. Okay, so that voice on the inside is your voice, it's your power. You've got to wake up every morning. You've got to learn to talk to yourself. Have real self-talk. Give yourself real direction. A lot of times when I am mapping out a workout for a client or a team, I visualize putting myself in their steps. I try to go through mentally what it's like to be them. I try to understand their self-talk. I try to understand what they would say to one another or to themselves. And then I try to create a workout or plan or process that's good for them individually and as a team. I try to get inside their heads. And that is one reason why I like to have conversations with my fighters. That is one reason why I try to educate them so they give me back conversation, and I throw their words back at them, and I use their words to improve the process. I take that information in. But it is hard for me to do that if they don't use their external voice in this case. And in order for them to use their external voice, they have to develop their internal voice. They have to learn to talk to themselves. They have to learn to ask themselves, what is it that I desire? What is it that I want to have? Where do I want to go in this game? Too often, we let others direct this. It is okay to have people in your life, and it's okay for people around you to actually have their own goals, their own direction. But just like you interact with people every day and you're friends and you all go to different homes and you all go to different jobs and you all go to different vacations, it is okay to have different thoughts. It's okay to have a different philosophy, a different conversation. And the most important conversation is that conversation that you're going to have with yourself. I'm Coach Cess, and you've had Words with the Mad Coach.